Chapati, thank you for teaching us to be healthy. Chapati, that was really yummy.
Like a kid with new toys. Help is my greatest joy. Come and see, come and be with our host Chapati.
Hello and welcome to Food with Life. I am your host Chapati, and we're here at the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles, California, and we have a very special guest here, and he's very unique, very special, because he's the very only man I have seen that is what you call a holistic cowboy. He's a wonderful man, knowledgeable man about diseases, and I want to introduce Don Tolman.
Thank you, Chapati. It's good to be here.
I honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Tolman is knowledgeable about many sicknesses. I know your emphasis is one is cancer. Cancer is a very big dilemma and causes problems, and many people pass on because of this.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me your wisdom and how you deal with people with cancer and what you can do to help them.
You know, it's interesting because I personally have never met anyone that died of cancer. They only died of the treatment of cancer. But that's my experience.
Like chemotherapy?
Chemotherapy, surgeries, radiation, and then whenever they do that, because they didn't get to the cause of the cancer, they just treat the symptoms. There's always recurrence. Oh, we got it all. 12 months later, oh, it's recurred. Oh, now it's mastetized. Now it's all through the body. Now we need to do this. And a lot of people never look up the word cancer and look at the meaning.
What does it mean?
It literally means rot and decay. And as you go deep into the thing, the human body has over 10,000 trillion cells.
Who counts them?
That's an estimate. And they admit they only understand less than 2% of the cellular functions. And what's interesting is your body makes and creates millions of cancer cells every 24 hours. They're not the enemy.
Right.
They're your friend. They're there to protect you from toxicities and even deficiencies that can cause cellular rot and decay. That's why they're there.
Right.
If you have a tumor, the body built it on purpose to contain the offense, the toxicity. So you come in and cut the tumor out, you just took away the autogenic self-healing system of the body to protect you. You just took it out. And so you take a tumor out surgically, it's just a matter of time. You're going to have more because you didn't get rid of the cause.
So say one has a malignant tumor. Give me an example of what the cause would be.
Most tumors are caused by toxicity of chemicals. Some are caused by the cadaverine chemistry of dead animals that are eaten by the people because they know, and it's published, if you eat the carcass of a dead animal and it sits in your body at body temperature for more than 72 hours, the cadaverine chemistry, which is in every animal body, including humans, when you die, within 72 hours, you begin to rot and decay. You're supposed to. It's supposed to go back into the smallest particles of the earth.
Right.
When you eat a dead animal body, and it sits in your body for more than 72 hours, the cadaverines activate and begin to rot and decay your cells. So the cancer cells activate to contain it, and they build the tumor. Tumors are your friend. They're there to protect you. And if you do the things dietarily and in the principles of health to clear the toxicity out, the macrophages, the large eating cells, come in and deteriorate it and get rid of the tumor.
Okay, so what would be the things that you recommend or suggest to eliminate the toxicity.
Okay. Every disease, there's only two causes. It's not a mystery. It's toxicity or deficiency. And so you have to stop and look. What have I been taking? What have I been doing? Because every pharmaceutical drug, prescription or over-the-counter, is toxic and poisonous. You can't even patent it to be a medicine unless it's poisonous to the human body. And too many people take baby aspirin, which causes glaucoma, cataracts,
Medicines,
and
sir.
tumors,
Medicines.
and they're horrible.
Traditional medicines.
No, they're wrong.
Yeah.
They're toxic and poisonous. Pharmaceutical comes from the Greek pharmakia, which means poison. Pharmaceutical is poison makers. And they don't like healers. And so,
Hold 1 second.
yeah,
We're going to take a break, and this is a good topic for the next segment. We want you to stay with us so you can learn a bit more about traditional prescription medicines for cancer and what they can do to you, and other things which will help us with our lives. This is with expert Ron Tolman, and I'll be right back. I'm your host, Chapati. Stay with us. We'll be here in just a second. Hello, and welcome back to Food with Life. I am your host, Chapati, and we're with our wonderful guest, Mr. Cowboy Don Tolman, who is a wonderful man of knowledge and wisdom about holistic foods. So tell us, we were talking a bit about toxicity and traditional prescription medicines. I know there are others that are very helpful, like homeopathic medicines and things of this kind. So tell us your wisdom here.
what it is that in today's modern world, they will tell you there's anywhere from 16,000 to 24,000 to 36,000 human diseases now, and 17,000 rare diseases. And ancient, brilliant healers from cultures that were long-lived and basically disease-free.
Yes.
They knew there was only one disease, one. And in today's English vocabulary, it went from the neters of ancient Egypt to the atomos of ancient Greece, up to today called atoms. The only disease, and there's only one, is chaos at the atomic level that leads to chaos at the molecular level, that leads to chaos at the cellular level. And when enough cells are in chaos, you feel it as a symptom, which means a sign or a signal of a chaos.
A disease.
Yeah, a disease or discomfort. That's what it means. And so what you need to do is find out, what are you doing that is creating toxicity in your body or deficiencies in your body? Because that's the only thing that can create atomic, molecular, and cellular chaos. Toxicity and deficiency.
Right.
And people with cancers, honestly, and we have it on film with testimonials of people, and I've been able to assist 36 oncologists, cancer doctors, quit their careers in the last 3 years. 36 have quit and walked away once their eyes are open to the simple wisdom of our ancestors.
Yes.
And so what you can do is that you stop whatever's toxic. Stop the medications if you have the courage.
Yes.
And overcome deficiencies. Clean air. Not enough people breathe air that's outside, moving and electrifying. When you sleep at night, open the window a bit. If you live in an unsafe neighborhood, put a stick in the window so nobody can open it. But breathe at night, not in air conditioning, not in furnaces. Air that moves from outside. Clean water. Sunshine. The sunshine's not dangerous.
Yes, I know.
It's healthy. Emotionally and every other way. Whole foods. And by whole foods, I don't mean eat a whole donut. Eat whole plant-based foods.
Live-based.
Yeah.
Live-based.
One of the best things you can do if you have cancers and are told that you do is stop the medical treatments if you have the courage
Yes.
and have a smoothie of 3 or 4 different kinds of berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Pour in some water and throw in the histones that are in high concentration in asparagus, We've had 5-year-old children sent home to die after treatments of leukemia. We've had people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, stage 4 cancers. They stop all of the mess,
Yes.
and they have that smoothie, and they eat asparagus every day, either steamed, sautéed, and raw. And with typically, and we have seen this several hundred times, within 60 to 90 days, the cancer's gone and they're
Gone.
fine. They're fine.
I know we have it on the website, the Food with Life website. A similar thing, the essence of cancer thrives in acid environment, in the physiology. And most of what many people eat in the West is acid pH.
It generates acid.
Yes, and
yeah, that's
so
right.
I know on our website we have a thing called beating cancer. And this
Good.
is documented by doctors.
Good.
By switching the pH of the body
Yeah,
to an alkaline pH,
sure.
the cancer cells will begin to die. They cannot live in an alkaline environment. It's
Yeah.
science. It's
Well,
not
what
something-
happens is the alkalinity clears the toxicities, so the activated cancer cells there to protect you
Right.
go ahead and pass it on.
Right, right.
Yeah, because they're not needed anymore.
No, it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about this more and then lead into other diseases.
Good.
Disease, you know, is that the word is called lack of ease, which
That's
is
it.
exactly what you're saying.
Discomfort.
There it is. So we'll be right back, okay? So stay
Thank
with
you.
us.
Good.
I am your host, Chapati. Stay here. We'll be back soon. This is Food with Life. And we want you to open your eyes and your ears. Mr. Don Tolman has some wonderful wisdom to share with us. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Food with Life. I am your host Chapati with our wonderful guest, knowledgeable, wise cowboy, Mr.
Thanks.
Don Tolman.
Thanks.
Don, you were talking a bit about the cancer and how we can indeed get rid of the cancer. Tell me a bit about the environment in the body, pollution, and how it affects other type of sicknesses or diseases that many people easily have.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because when I'm asked to speak at medical symposiums here in the United States and in other countries, I always make two statements.
Yes.
And it upsets some of the researchers and doctors, and others it makes them happy to hear. And the two statements are these. Number one, 9 out of 10 doctor's office calls are made by people who have a simple functional disorder that would clear itself and you'll be just fine within 3 to 7 days if you do nothing. The 1 out of 10 who goes to a doctor and has an organic disease condition, 99% of the time they have that organic disease condition because of the toxic, destructive residues of the prescription drugs they were put on when they went to the doctor originally for the simple functional disorder that would have cleared itself. And I hope everybody caught that. And so when it comes to symptoms and problems which we think are mysterious diseases caused by bugs from third world filthy countries that floated into America, slow down. It's like diabetes, type 1 diabetes. We have several hundred type 1 diabetics that were diagnosed when they were young and they're in their 30s and 40s. The diabetes is gone, they're off the insulin in 30 days. And we have videos of these people showing you and telling you exactly what they did. And what they did was they cut down on the insulin at their level of comfort, whatever they're comfortable with. And they do it over a course of 30 days, maybe 5 to 10% every 3-4 days, whatever it takes for them. And they eat a lot of fruit. And people think fruit is deadly. It has more sugar than a Coke, well, some soda pop or something. Here's the deal. There's only 2 kinds of sugars that they've ever been able to discover. Small sugars and large molecular sugars. And they're called fast and slow. The slow sugars are the large molecules of fruit. And when you eat those, they elevate the functional capacities of the brain and your own energy. And the signal from the brain to the pancreas is to produce glucagon,
Yes.
which is where adrenaline and all your energy comes from. If you eat refined sugars and artificial sweeteners like aspartame and stuff, it hits so fast, the body tells the pancreas to produce insulin and make you lethargic, tired, lay down layers of fat. It thinks you're in a deadly chaos. All it is, stop eating all the crap and drinking lifeless, foodless things, and go to the medicines that nature created, and you heal and you're just fine. Diabetes is one of the most quickly healed diseases out there.
Yes, I know.
And type 2 diabetes is a total scam as far as I'm concerned. Just change your diet.
Right, diet. That is the whole thing. And you change what you put in your physiology, what comes out as far as toxins and all this is completely reversed.
Totally.
It's important, you know, and one of the things we talk about on our show is live food.
That's it.
Live food, because live food has the most essential healing power in it because it comes from the sun.
That's right.
The sun is the greatest healer on the planet. If you have live energy in your physiology, in your cells, there's nothing that can...
And that's absolutely brilliant. And I agree completely. Most people never even look up the word nutrition. The word nut on nutrition comes of the Latin nux, which means light. Nutrition means process of light.
Right, right.
And plants can photosynthesize from the sun, water and salt in the ground, every known nutritional component that our bodies need. It all comes from plants because of the sun. Sunlight condenses into gases, gases condense into liquids, liquids condense into solids. So when you pick up a solid apple, a solid tomato, a solid yam, you are getting everything that your cells can recognize and use to overcome deficiency and to clear toxicities. And that way you're healthy.
Good. We're going to talk more about this and the well-being it can create and counteracting other possible illnesses. So stay with us. I'm yours, Chapati. We'll be right back. This is Food with Life with our wonderful guest, Mr. Don Tolman, a wonderful nutritional cowboy. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Food with Life. I am your host Chapati with our wonderful guest, Cowboy Don Tolman. He is a wonderful healer, knowledgeable man about lifestyle and health. So we were talking a bit about, you know, the pancreas and all this, and you know, these days almost everybody takes supplements with some kind of maybe an organic vitamin or this or that, because many times people are not getting the proper nutrition, even if it's from live food. The way it is grown, even if it is organic, it is not necessarily giving them all the amount of nutrition necessary. So they take a supplement. It could be a liquid supplement, it could be a tablet or something like this. What's your view on this?
My take is, I've been on every continent on the face of this earth. I have lived among 17 different indigenous off-the-grid cultures that are long-lived, 120 to 155 years of age. And they're basically disease-free. They have no supplements, they have no hospitals, they have no doctors, they don't have anything.
Right.
How do they do that? And on every continent I've ever gone to, I've looked for them. I wanted to find a tree or a plant or a bush or roots or something that grew pills in capsules. They don't exist.
No.
Nowhere in nature are there pills in capsules.
Right.
And I don't care what they're telling you in their marketing scams, that this pill has more nutritional value than an apple.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. It's not true. It is simply not true. And if you Google supplement pills in capsules stuck in the intestines, you can now see x-rays. It's estimated that in countries like the United States, developed countries, that everyone who's on any kind of a pill or capsule typically is carrying between 2 pounds to 12 pounds of pills and capsules stuck in their guts.
Right, because they don't digest well.
We've got to stop it.
Yeah.
We've got to wake up. There's no such thing as a pill or capsule tree, bush, or plant. They're the only ones that have good life force
Right.
in them.
Okay, so 2 things. You know about the land of Hunza?
Yeah,
Okay, that's one of these very remote areas.
the Hunzas are amazing.
It's in I think part of Pakistan or somewhere in that area where to get there is a very, very big journey. So in many places in the world, especially now with GMO, the whole concept of GMO, which is a big, I call it a cosmic sin, you know.
That's a great name.
It's a cosmic sin. So, and big companies like Monsanto, which are very much for GMO, people are going more organic, but still, they're not necessarily getting the quality nutrition that their body needs, you know, because they are in what they call the race of the rats, right? Is that what you call it?
Absolutely.
A rat race.
Yep.
And their body's going bubble, 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 faster, faster, faster. So what can they do if they don't want to take the supplements, and yet they even perhaps go on a healthy diet or organic diet? What would you suggest here?
Number one, support the local growers that do organic growing in your temperate zone, not another temperate zone.
Yes.
Eat the temperate zone in which you live. Then you're in a biological, biophoton frequency of vibration of the cells of those plants that your cells relate to. To me, that would be number one. Some people need to stop eating. If you're sick, there's not an animal of any kind on this earth, if it's sick or injured, that will continue to eat. They stop. They won't eat. They'll drink water and they lay down, and then as the body is able to heal itself, because all of its energy isn't going to digestion, that energy goes to the cells for healing and repair and clearing. And so some people need to just knock it off and go anywhere from 7 days to 40 days on water. Or, if that's too fast for them, juices. And they will find out within the first 7 to 10 days, their energy and feelings will just start to go through the roof.
Right, right.
And animals know to do it. It's just that humans, here, you gotta eat. Come on, you gotta eat. You gotta keep up your strength. You gotta eat. And it's opposite of the truth. So some people just need to stop and fast, which means to strengthen. It doesn't mean starve to death. To hold fast, to make strong.
Right.
Then go back to the foods.
Right.
Now their bodies will absorb it and they get everything they need.
Good, good, good. We're going to talk more about this in our second show. This is wonderful ideas you're giving myself. So, I am your host, Chapati. We want to thank our wonderful guest, Mr. Don Tolman, for being here on our first show.
Thank you.
And we want you to take a look and learn and see if ideas and concepts Don has given us can help you in bettering your life and being more healthy. I am your host, Chapati. This is Food with Life. Thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds.
Chapati, thank you for teaching us